All right, we're ready.
I don't know if she muted us.
Okay.
Doesn't show that it's muted.
Yeah. I don't think we're muted.
Oh, you're right. Let me do that. Everything changes. Okay. All right then. Sorry for this. I'm going to write to Zoom. I meant to do that last time it happened, but I forgot. But I will do it. I will remember. Let's come inside, close our eyes, and just follow your breath. Bring yourself to your center. Leave all our troubles outside ourselves. Let it all go. And if you had deepened your breath, return to your natural breath and open your eyes. All right, so let's begin our warm-ups. Lateral stretch to the right. Make sure that elbow is bent so your shoulder is away from your ear, so your neck doesn't scrunch up, so your shoulder doesn't scrunch. Push off your right hand and send both arms over to the other side, stretching to the left. Feel your side body stretch. Push both arms up to center. Inhale, exhale, twist to the right, left hand on right knee. You're looking over your right shoulder. Any opportunity you have to lengthen your spine, use it. So here is a good place where you can send the crown of your head up to the sky. And any time you have the opportunity to take advantage of having more space in your body, like when you're empty of breath, take advantage of it and twist a little more. Bring both arms alongside your ears and come through center on an inhale. Exhale over to the other side. Bring both arms alongside your ears. Inhale as you come forward. Bring your arms down by your sides. All right. Say no. Bring your head to center. Say yes. A big yes. Nose to the ceiling, chin to the chest. And then bring your head to neutral. All right. Roll your shoulders. Go the other direction. And pause. Okay. Send your legs straight out in front of you. Dandasana, hands alongside your hips, fingers pointing forward. Elbows want to kiss, but they can't. Toes to the sky. And your leg muscles engaged, right? So we're just sitting here, but we're doing a lot of work, right? Inhale, gather, bend your knees. Exhale, point and straighten your legs. Inhale, bend and flex. Exhale, point and straighten. Bend and flex, point and straighten. A couple more times. And bring it down to your heart. All right. So bring your right leg in, your knee to your chest, and you're going to hug your leg. I always like to think that when I hug my leg, I'm thanking it for carrying me around all day long. All right. So place your right ankle on your left thigh. I'm looking right at them and I can't find the words. So, and take your foot with one hand, your knee with the other hand. And then bend your left leg so that your right leg comes closer to you. So you're going to keep holding your leg. Some of you may be able to wrap your arms all around your legs, but it's not necessary. So you're going to hold on to your right leg and extend your left, right? And you're going to rock your leg. Like, this is called cradling your leg and rocking. And come to center. So this is a pigeon leg, right? So you're in a seated and upright pigeon pose. So bring it to center. And then place your right foot back down and extend it. Bring your left leg in. Ankle on thigh. Take foot and knee. Bend your right knee so your foot gets closer. And however you like to cradle your leg, cradle it and rock it from side to side. So what are we doing? We're opening up our hips here, but this is actually a closed hip pose. So hold for a moment with your legs center. So even though you're exercising your joint, your hips are closed. Step your foot on the mat and extend your legs. So we're going to do more pigeons a little bit later. That will just get us started. So shake your legs out. Yeah. All right. And come on to your knees, to your hands and knees. So we're going to come on all fours, if you like a blanket under your knees. And put one there. So when you have your wrists under your shoulders and your knees under your hips, I just want to show you something as a reminder, a little refresher. So when we have wrists under shoulders, knees under, we're in this perfect flat back. So it's another extension of the spine. So crown of the head is moving forward. But I tell you to rotate your arms. So just take a look at what I'm doing here. Let me get on my mat, make sure you can see this well. So the idea of rotating your arms so that the crease of your elbow comes forward, there's a good reason for that. So let me not do that. So my elbows are pointing to the side. If I do cats and dogs, look what's happening to my elbows. They collapse, and we don't want that. So this is for inversions. When you're inverting, and cats and dogs are inversions. So rotate, downward facing dog is also. So if you rotate your arm so that the crease is outward, you can't go anywhere. It's like, really firm in the earth. So keep that in mind whenever you're doing any sort of inversion. And as I said, we do a lot of inversions, even though you might think of that as a handstand or a headstand, but this is, right here is an inversion. So inhale, I'll shut up, and send your heart down towards the mat. Exhale, arch your spine to the sky. Push the mat away. Feel the spread of your shoulder blades. Feel the arch of your vertebrae. Feel your sitting bones reaching for the earth. Inhale, reverse your spine. Your heart wants to move forward, but it can't go much farther. And now you have your shoulder blades coming together, your tailbone reaching upward. And continue with these poses, inhaling and exhaling in your cat, inhaling in your dog. Continue at your own pace. Paying attention to the changes in your body as you go from one pose to the other. Noticing which curve of your spine feels easier, where you have resistance. And then the next time you're in your cat spine with your spine arching to the sky, pause. And then come back to a neutral spine. All right. Step your hands forward, right? And we're not going to go back to a child's pose, but you are going to bring your hips forward and your heart between your arms. Again, here too, push the mat away from you. You don't want your shoulders scrunching up. You want to engage your core muscles so that you don't sag on the mat. Turn under your toes, lift your hips, come into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Chest towards thighs, heels towards mat, long spine. Begin to walk your dog by bending one knee and then the other. And then come to your dog. Bring your left knee down to the mat underneath your hip. Swivel your right foot on the mat so that the sole of your foot is on the mat, and fan open to the right. Send your right arm alongside your right ear. And when you do that, so take a look for a minute, if you can do that. When you send your arm alongside your ear, the tendency is to go towards the mat. So what you want to do is keep your heart open, keep your chest moving outward, not sending it down towards the mat. So send your arm to your ear, your toes in the opposite direction of your fingers. open up your heart and stretch your full side body. And then bring your hand down, bring your knee down. Okay. Turn under your toes, downward facing dog. Bring your right knee to the mat under your hip. Swivel your left foot. Fan open to the left. Look up at your left hand. So that will help you to shift your chest so that it's not going to go down when you send your left arm alongside your left ear. Toes go the other way to stretch your full side body. All right, bring hand down, bring knee down, child's pose. My favorite. Send your arms overhead on the mat in front of you. Look between your hands. Come onto your left fingertips, and you're going to look under your left arm. Bring your head and chest back to center. Flatten your palm against the mat. Come on to the fingertips of your right hand. Look under your right arm. Bring your head back to center, your hands on the mat. Slide your fingers towards your knees. Come to stand on your knees. Right. Bring your hands to your pelvis, right? So you want to keep your pelvis forward, okay? You're gonna inhale, and then you're gonna exhale and just twist from the waist to the right. Inhale to center, exhale, other side. Come back to center, release your arms. Interlace your fingers behind you. Send your knuckles to the earth, your heart opening up. And release it. Swing your arms up overhead. Send your heels back behind you. Bring your hands to the mat. Downward facing dog. And then walk your feet to your hands and stay over in Uttanasana. Forward fold. And then you're going to use your arms to fly out and up, bend your knees to come all the way up and bring your hands to your heart. Okay. So in Indian mythology, so come to your mountain, we can talk in our mountains, right? In Indian mythology, there is the story of Garuda, the eagle, Garuda, and Kapota, the pigeon. Kapotasana is the name of the pose, and Garudasana, the name of the pose. Asana means seat or pose. So Garuda was the mightiest of all eagles. He was godlike, and he was put in charge of all other birds. He could fly the highest, he was the strongest. And there was the pigeon, Kapota, and Kapota is the correct way to say that. Okay. So he was so wise and so beautiful that when he walked down the street, his feet seemed to lift from the earth. So it was clear that Garuda was his father. So I'm just trying to improve your opinion of pigeons, but the two are father and son. And we're going to do some pigeons and eagles. And the beauty of Indian mythology is that, so while I'm talking, you can bend your knees and straighten them, bend your knees and straighten them. The beauty of it is that unlike Greek and Roman, right, where they're just the gods working with the gods, and come back to your mountain, come onto the ball of one foot and then the other. You're going to go back and forth. In Indian mythology, they always are working with humans, and the animals, the birds are God. You know, we have a monkey god, we have elephant gods, we have all kinds of, you know, four-legged gods. So come back to center, to your mountain. Bend your knees deeply this time, coming into your chair pose, Katasana. And you're going to, and I'm going in this direction so that you could see how you need to sit in your chair. You want a straight line from your tailbone, which is here somewhere, to the crown of your head. Yeah. Arms alongside your ears. This is your chair. Yeah. Okay. Bring your arms down, straighten your legs. Let's do that again. And I like to do it by sending my arms back behind me like a lever so that I could sit and like I'm holding on to something with my hands to keep me from falling since there's no chair there, right? And then bring your arms down and come up to stand. All right. So eagle pose, we use that, we take advantage of the chair. We first sit in our chair, so let your arms, we're going to do our legs first, let your arms relax for a moment. You're going to come on to the ball of your right foot, right? And you're going to cross it over your left. Bring the ball of your foot to the mat. So some of you who know this pose and who feel more confident in this pose, you can lift your right leg up a little bit. You can wrap it around your left, or just put the ball of your foot on the mat. Sit down in your chair a little more. Your arms are straight out in front of you now. So your right leg is over your left, so you want your right arm over your left. You might just put the backs of your hands together and your forearms as close as possible. Or you may want to put elbow over elbow and wrap your arms around each other. Come all the way down, all the way down. Garuda likes to eat snakes. So maybe you'll see one, you'll grab it in your claws and fly away with it. So that is in the story of Garuda. He ate all evil snakes. So bend your knees, come into your chair. We'll do the other side. And take your time, right? All right, we'll start with our legs first. So that's the hardest, yeah? Cross over. Ball of your foot stay on the mat, or your toes can stay on the mat to help you with balance. Arms out in front, right over left, and come to your eagle arms. And squat down, look for your breakfast, grab it and fly away. Very nice. Good. Okay. All right. So that's our Garudasana, the eagle pose. And so now we're going to do a little bit of a pigeon here. We will also do a pigeon when we're on our back in a little while. So you're going to do something very similar here to create a pigeon leg. So remember when you were seated and we cradled and rocked, that was your pigeon leg. So when you're in tree, it's almost like that, except that the difference is it's crossed over. So simply cross your leg. So remember you had a knee and a foot in your hands. So the ball of your foot is this way, your knee is going the opposite way. And you'll bend your back knee a little bit and you'll spread your wings. Send your hips a little bit back behind you. Yeah. And then push into your supporting leg and uncross. All right. Pigeon. Bend your knees a little bit. Cross left over right. All right, and make it look like the pigeon that we had earlier. All right, remember hands holding. Spread your wings. Come down a little bit more and then fly away. All right, excellent. So there's Garuda and Kapota. So let's do an eagle and a pigeon right after that, you know, father and son, or mother and daughter, right? Cross right over left for eagle, squat. Come to your eagle arms. And then, and you're going to squat. And then this time, when you fly away, you're going to turn into a pigeon by shifting your right leg and spreading your wings. And then uncross. Let's do the other side. Squat down, come to eagle. Right arm over left. And then, as you open your wings, you're going to change the position of your feet for a pigeon and fly away. All right. Fabulous. Now, it's good like this. I can actually, there are 6 squares, so I can actually see you a bit. And come down onto the mat. Take your time, please. Right. So as promised, we have another eagle, another pigeon to do. We're going to do an eagle also. So when you get onto your back, bring your feet to the mat and lengthen your spine. Okay. So our eagle, you're going to cross your right leg over your left. So maybe you can lift your left leg enough and cross it high over your left that you might be able to wrap your foot around your calf. Maybe, maybe not. It doesn't matter. Your leg should just be crossed one over the other and just bring them as close together as possible for your eagle legs. Arms reaching upward, fingers to the sky. Left over right, come to your eagle arms. You're going to lift your head and shoulders, bringing your elbows toward your legs, and then bring your shoulders back down. Inhale, exhale, lift your head and shoulders and bring it back down. Open your wings wide out to the side. Inhale, exhale, bring your knees toward your nose and bring it down. Bring your knees toward your nose again and bring it down. Uncross. Right. Let's do the other side. Left over right. Right arm over left. Lift your head and shoulders and bring it down. One more time. And then lift your knees, bring them toward your elbow. Just a little bit. It could be any amount. You know, I'm always saying that, but I didn't today, right? And then release everything. Okay, now we're coming to a pigeon. Cross right ankle over left leg, left thigh. Lift your left leg, bringing it toward your chest. And when you do that, you bring your right hand between your legs, your left hand around, interlace your fingers behind your thigh, bring your leg maybe even a little closer with your pigeon leg right in front of you. Use your elbow to send your knee a little farther away. Flex your right foot. Pigeon foot. Remember this when you were seated. Extend your left leg up to the sky and rotate your foot just to work your ankle a little. And then bring your left leg down, uncross. And let's do the other side. Take a breath first. Left over right. Bring your right knee in, take the back of your thigh, flex foot. Extend your right leg to the sky, rotate your foot. And then bring your foot back down, uncross your leg, send one leg straight out. No, before we do that, let's do an inversion, a gentle inversion. So you're just going to send one leg to the ceiling and the other, right? Because this is such a great pose. Let your arms be comfortable alongside your mat, on your mat, alongside your body. Think about where your legs would be if your hips and your backs of your legs were against the wall. And that's where they should be. This is great for your blood pressure, for your heart, slows it down a bit. So it's something you might think about doing at home up against a wall. A good time to do it is in the evening before bed, or any time actually. But because it calms you and slows your heart rate a bit, it gets you ready for a little sleep. Bend your knees, bring your feet to the mat, and now extend one and then the other. Rotate your arms. Remember how we rotated earlier, so that your the crease of your elbow is facing upward, your palms are facing upward, your legs are just relaxed. Om Namah Shivaya. I surrender to transformation and welcome the changes that will lead me to who I am. Deepen your breath. Begin reawakening your body. Roll your head from side to side. Make gentle movements with your hands and your feet. Send your arms overhead, back behind you, your feet in the opposite direction, and stretch, big full body stretch. Then bring your knees into your chest, hug them, and roll from side to side. Release your arms as you come to center and roll over on whichever side you prefer to come to a fetal position. And whenever you're ready, make your way up to sit. And bring your hands to your heart. So please remember that next time you see a pigeon, that he's born of the eagle. And give him a little more respect. If you are leaving, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Those of you who are staying for meditation, please get comfortable. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Remember that when thoughts come to mind, don't struggle with them, acknowledge them, say later, and come back to your breath. And continue with your meditation. Take a deep breath and allow that breath to find you along a road near the ocean. And as you turn to go towards the water, you'll notice that the sun is directly overhead in the middle of the day. It's a perfect day. It's so beautiful. You cannot resist the ocean calling you. And you begin to step on to the sand. And when you do, you feel the texture of the sand under your feet. It's the perfect temperature. It's warm and inviting. And as you continue to walk towards the shore, it's as if you are massaging your feet with the texture of the sand. And you pause for a moment to look up, to look at the sky and notice the color of the sky. Notice if there are clouds, if it's a solid, beautiful color, whatever color your imagination chooses it to be. See if there are any birds in that sky. Look to your right and notice what may be there, a pier or rocks or trees. Notice. And see it in what's there in detail. The coloring, the formation, the beauty of it. And then slowly turn your head and look to your left and notice what is on the left of you. Let your mind take you to a place you really wish to be. And then you'll continue to walk forward, your feet coming closer to where the water meets the sand, cooling your feet as the water washes over your feet, bathing it in a cool wash, a cool, not cold, but cool, to refresh and invigorate. And as you look out beyond to the horizon, you'll notice the crest of waves. You'll notice how the waves seem to be blowing with the wind in the distance. But you'll notice that as they make their way towards the shore, they become calmer, quieter, and the white foam from the waves washes to the sand, meets the sand, and touches your feet. And as the water recedes, you'll notice shells or pebbles or whatever might be on the sand. Maybe a crab making its way onto the shore. And then you'll see something shining. And you're not quite sure what it is. You walk over to it and pick it up out of the moist sand. And you see that it is a shell, but not like any you've ever seen before. It is iridescent. It has the ridges that you might expect, but this one is special. The colors are extraordinary. The iridescent in the sunlight seems to glow like a light. And you take it into your hand, and as you look out on the horizon, you'll notice the sun has begun to set. And you place the shell over your heart, placing one hand on top of it and then the other. And you breathe into that shell. And with every breath, it's as if the shell were removing any stress, any anxiety, any grief, and pulling it away and letting it just dissipate into the air. And as you feel that relief, you'll feel a breeze on your face, a warm breeze. You'll feel the glow of the sun as it continues to set. And you open your eyes and look at that sunset and notice the colors that have come about from the sunset. Notice all the beautiful striations. That ball of fire looking like a disc. Slowly hiding its face behind the horizon. Slowly. And you continue to clasp that shell in your hand as you release your arms. Notice how day turns to night. How the moon is so beautiful, this beautiful moon illuminates the night, shines a path on the water, on the ocean, shines a path for you. And look up at the stars. Feel the beauty of the night sky. Fill it with your imagination. And then as the strength of the illumination from the moon folds upon you, you turn to make your journey home. You hold on to the shell. And as you continue on your path, and open your hand, you find that it faded, disappeared, telling you that your ability to calm and to release is right inside of you. And you can always place one hand over the other, over your heart, and breathe your sorrow away. Release it. Bring your awareness to your heart center and notice your heartbeat. Bring your hands together, your thumbs at your heart. Feel your heartbeat. Bow your head. And as you lift your head, you'll begin to open your eyes. When your head has come to center, your eyes will be fully open. You can release your arms. Thank you all for joining me today. Namaste.